Hey, what a night last night for the Texas Rangers. Offensive explosion, 9 runs, 10 hits. Nicky Lopez getting the action. Jock Peterson stays hot. And the Rangers take the opener last night from Kansas City. Rangers baseball presented by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. It is the middle game of our 3-game set. Saturday afternoon tilt here at the Globe. All right, welcome in, everybody. Great to have you along with us. I'm Dave Raymond. He's Mike Bassick, and I mentioned a couple of names that you saw in those highlights from last night. I didn't mention the name of the guy who's probably the hottest Ranger going right now, Ezekiel Duran.
Ezekiel Duran doing it all for the Texas Rangers, filling in at shortstop while Seager was out. He brought his wood yesterday. In fact, our yellow wood bringing the lumber so far this season versus right-handed pitching. AL leading 13 RBI since May 18th, a 350 average over that span, and he has 28 RBIs this season, second best on the team. Now, when we go to last night, the first inning, the most important inning arguably for the Texas Rangers in 2026, with 2 guys on, 2 guys out. Ezekiel Duran, the base hit to center field, puts the Rangers on the board up 2-0, and that got the first inning going, got the Rangers going. But it wasn't just the wood that he brought. He also brought the D last night at shortstop. Ezekiel Duran, leaping dive, or leaping play up in the air, turning to, luckily, Salvador Perez in here, and then one of the fastest guys out of the box, Bobby Witt Jr., gets rid of the backhand quickly. 3 great defensive plays. Also, the offense, Ezekiel Duran, the shortstop for the Texas Rangers until further notice.
That was something, Michael. What about the Dogs yesterday? They're not all created equally. Some huge, some short. We'll get into the long and the short of it with Michelle Montaigne in the spotlight next.
Rangers baseball on RSN is presented by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. Visit progressive.com.
By Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
And by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers.
At Dawson.
Well, welcome back to Globe Life Field, where I guess we're in the midst of a little standoff. Some of the pitchers for the Rangers rotation in a standoff with one of the Royals pitchers. We'll see which one outlasts the other. Just another example of how baseball is a pretty funny game. Globe Life Field has proven that to us throughout this homestand. We're getting set for game 2 between the Royals and the Rangers. Texas coming off of arguably their best performance at home this season, a game in which they hit 3 home runs. Now, the irony in which those were hit is that you have Brandon Nimmo on one hand, who hit the 8th longest home run of his career, a 2-run shot in the 5th inning that went 435 feet. As I said, the longest recorded at Globe Life this season. Meanwhile, you then get to the 8th inning and you have Jock Peterson. It's the shortest home run in his career out of 225 long balls. So, you know, just another example of how baseball is a funny game. Now, all I'm hoping for today, Dave and Mike, is that whatever funny business the game wants to present us today, that it ultimately results in a Rangers win.
Well, Michelle, I like the funny business of the Rangers hitting home runs. And looks like the Royals win.
Oh, well, congratulations. There you go.
They needed a win.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for this game. But Kamar Rocker on the mound for the Rangers in the red today. The Red Hats for the Rangers. So far, 3.96 ERA in 10 games this year. 242 batting average against. We know that he loves getting the ground ball. That's what he's good at. The slider, 38% fifth among major league starters throwing that pitch. 2-seam, 4-seam cutter, and change.
Okay, well, let's take a look at what will oppose him today. The Trajan Wealth starting lineup of these Royals. Carter Jensen, a big swinging catcher, leading it off. Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, and then it's Michael Garcia, their third baseman. Pasquantino, Salvi Perez, and Jack Caglione in the middle of the order. Collins in left, Massey and Kyle Isbell rounded out for Kansas City.
Well, the defense for the Rangers this afternoon: Osuna, Hellman, and Nimmo in the outfield. Young, Duran, Lopez, and Berger in the infield. And I don't think I can get this wrong, Jansen is doing the catching today for both teams.
Well, Jansen behind the plate for the Rangers. Jensen, their catcher, leading it off. It's close enough.
Close enough. Just one letter.
That's right. And it sounds almost identical.
I wrote them in, both Jansen.
Did you? With the A's?
Yeah.
You know, there was somebody else recently who crossed me up like that. Oh, who was somebody with Houston? Anyway, 1 ball, 1 strike to Carter Jensen. And the slider in there for a strike. That was kind of a floaty slider from Rocker. Not used to seeing a lot of that. Usually it's a hard biting slider. And the right-hander's 1-2, way up and out. Well, Kamar, he likes to get into that rhythm. It's not the quickest rhythm, but it is definitely an even tempo, pitch after pitch, and he gets Jensen to fly out to center field. Michael Hellman with the start out there today and takes care of that first opportunity.
If you're watching last night, Evan Carter got hit by a pitch in his foot ankle area late in the game. He stayed in, but not playing today.
So here is Bobby Witt Jr. And he swings and misses at the fastball. So 95 from Rocker, right past him. One of the great young players in the game. Local product. And the 1-strike pitch. He hits that one out to center field. Hellman going back, but he has plenty of room out there. And he makes the catch. It's a big yard. Not that that should be at all, well, I don't know what the word is, surprising for the Royals. That's what they play in at home.
Well, he's hit 2 balls well in the first inning. Witt, 1 to the warning track yesterday, Carter caught, and 1 almost to the warning track today that Hellman caught.
So with 2 gone, here is Michael Garcia. And he takes one right down the middle. Strike 1 from Rocker. Well, Rocker likes to pitch here at home. That's where he's had the preponderance of his success. Seems like a different guy here, and at times, you know, you try to figure out, oh, why is a guy different at home than he might be on the road? Potentially could just be the pattern, right? The way the day plays out for you. When you're the home starter, you get to go out there to start the game, and so you can control your pregame routine to get to that spot at the right time. And I don't know, do you think that you've done it? How much impact can that kind of a thing have?
Well, it can have an impact to a younger pitcher, but you hope as you grow it doesn't bug you as much.
No, he gets a weak chopper to shortstop, and the slick Ezekiel Duran throws out Garcia. How about a scoreless and very quiet first inning for the Kansas City Royals? We've been begging for these. Great job by Kamar Rocker to get this one started right tonight. Peterson, Young, and Nimmo coming up. This afternoon, and so now here come the Rangers bats. The Trajan Wealth starting lineup for the Rangers. Jock Peterson DHing again today. It's Josh Young and Brandon Nimmo right after him. Berger, Duran, and Osuna in the middle of the lineup. Danny Jansen catching. Nicky Lopez at second. Michael Hellman in center field bats ninth.
Veteran Seth Lugo, 36 years old, taking the mound for the Royals. 3.74 ERA this year and 11 starts. What's interesting is there's 12 different categories on Baseball Savant, and it's based off of color, red being good, blue being not good. All 12 categories, he's in the blue, but his ERA's under 4, and he throws a whole bunch of pitches.
So I guess that would tell you that he's had some element of good fortune to this point. So he fires one right in there for a strike to Jock Peterson.
It's one of those things where sometimes it doesn't make sense when you're looking at something and then you see the overall season stats. Like, well, the ERA's not bad.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Peterson 244 average. So and the categories you're talking about, it's like exit velocity, right?
Chase percentage,
Okay.
your K rate, your base on ball rate, you know, avoiding the barrel.
2-strike pitch. And it's 1-2.
Now they do have value as another category with 4, and he does have a good breaking ball run value. So that's
Okay.
where he's probably getting a lot of his outs.
Fouls that one away. Stays 1-2 on Jock. Well, Jock has found himself a little groove lately. 244 average, 7 home runs, getting on base at a very high clip. Lugo's 1-2 pitch. That's fouled over to the left side. Out of play. Well, Jock's been around a while. So is Lugo. They've faced one another 19 times. And Jock only has 2 hits off him. One of them, though, a home run. This time, it's Lugo who has the advantage. He strikes him out for the first out here this afternoon.
Goes with the cutter here, keeps it above the zone, and Peterson definitely went.
So it brings up Josh Young. Oh, and he swings at the first pitch, hits that high in the air, deep out to left. It is gone. Another Josh Young homer, second on the homestand. And the Rangers score first this afternoon.
You never know when you're going to get your best pitch to hit. Be ready. First pitch. Josh Young not taking. Up there, 86, top of the zone. A lot of elevation.
Suddenly, his last 2 home runs, right? He's pulling the ball. Hadn't been doing that all year. Every home run had been to center field or to right. But he smashed one off the facing of the second deck against Houston. Turned on that one.
Nice carry there, too. I just wasn't sure at this park with the elevation, the height that it was hit.
There's a high fly ball out to center field. That one's carrying well. Back to the track, and Isbell makes the catch. That is a loud out right there. Peterson, or rather a Nimmo. I feel like we've said this once or twice this weekend. I mean, some good swings.
You hit a ball 104 miles an hour, usually good things are going to happen.
Jake Berger now leads the team with 10 homers, and he takes low. 236 hitter. Batting cleanup today for Skip Schumacher. And he takes a strike, 1-1. Been a little flinchy on the first 2 offerings here from Lugo. Berger had a double yesterday, a 2-for-4 night. Leads the team in home runs and RBIs. In fact, he's top 10 in the league in RBIs. It's 1-2. 36 RBIs, 7th most in the junior circuit. Lugo's 1-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 called. Berger goes down looking, and the inning is done. But the Rangers off to a good start in this one. Rocker very sharp in his half of the first. Josh Young continues to swing the hot bat. Turns on a ball for his 7th homer of the year, and the Rangers have the 1-0 lead.
Well, thanks to Josh Young, it's a 1-run lead for the Rangers. Rangers as Kumar Rocker gets set for the second inning of work. Skip Schumacher said earlier today that he wants to see two things out of Rock in this start. The first one is treating the first inning like the fifth inning, and check so far because he was excellent 3 up, 3 down in that first. The second thing he wants to see is not letting this team expose him on the bases. That team over there, they can run. He knows there's most likely going to be guys on base, so he wants to see Rock take a step when it comes to controlling the run game.
Boy, I like those two keys, Michelle, and you can take care of the second key if somebody gets on first base.
It's the best way to do it, right? I mean, it's almost impossible for them to steal bases if they don't get on.
Can't steal first.
No. Pasquantino leading off this second inning, and he takes a strike. 2-1. I'll tell you, the other thing is, like, if that mental trick of just thinking of that first inning as the fifth inning, if that's what worked today, then great. Let's make a habit of that, because the first inning has been such a massive issue for the Rangers and for Rocker.
Yeah, coming into today, he had given up 11 runs in the first inning in 9 first innings, so that's an 11 ERA, but a 0 on the board this one.
First time he's ever faced the Royals today, and he's way out of the strike zone with that one. 3-2 the count. But it was a 1-2-3 first. Pasquantino making him work a little bit, fouls that one away, and the count remains full. And that's a little bit, even though Pasquantino, big, strong guy, fear his power, just the presence in the batter's box intimidating. He is also pesky, and he watches ball 4. And that's kind of the thing, a 7-pitch walk right there. Go Rocker. You mentioned the first inning versus the rest of the game. That ERA goes down appreciably after the first inning. So does the batting average against, the OPS. So always good to have that first one behind him. And now Perez, and he swings wildly at the first pitch. Salvador Perez, 9 homers and 25 RBIs. And he takes a pretty good hack here, but got underneath it. And hangs up in left field for Osuna. And there's one away. Probably an oversimplification to say that you can just go after hitters in this ballpark, right? Let them hit it. See how far you can hit it. It's hard to hit it out of here, but there is a little something to, well, let's see if they can square it up, because you do have to kind of, if you're going to hit it out, you're going to have to hit it really, really well. There are no accidental homers here.
I'm with you, and usually when you play in Kansas City, it's the same way there too, especially if you keep the ball within the gaps to center field.
Caglione, the batter. Only the 5 homers this year for him, and 11 RBIs, and there's a big swing and a miss. 1-1. He is a frequent strikeout victim as well, Caglione. 57 strikeouts coming into today's game. Bouncer, second base. Lopez to second for 1. The good throw to first, though, pulls Berger off the bag. The throw wasn't that good. It was a little down the first baseline, and nothing Berger could do but make sure he left the bag to rescue it from being an error.
Yeah, good job by Berger to know it was a bad throw and not for Caglione to get to second for free here. This is a tailor-made double play. Lopez gives a great feed there. Duran maybe rushed it because Caglione, for a big guy, runs well.
Yeah, I think he knew it was up against too, right? He didn't want to finish the inning on that ground ball, so good work hustling out. Now a bouncer. That one's through the right side, a base hit. Caglione stops at second base. Isaac Collins with the safety. First hit of the game for Kansas City.
Goes with the breaking ball there. It's down the middle, trying to get a first pitch strike, and Collins says, nope, I'm swinging.
So a couple of men on now. Rocker will work to Michael Massey. Gets the start at second tonight, and that one runs way inside and low for a ball. Massey's had one of those interesting years in that he's having a really hard time just getting on base. Now when he makes contact, he's done a little damage. But he's not even getting on 25% of the time. Just not walking much at all. I say that, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Had a breakthrough year several years ago as a second baseman for the Royals, but has taken a couple of steps back in recent years. 2-1 the count. Never been a real big threat offensively. And excellent defensively. And he bats 8th today for Kansas City. 2-1 from Rocker, and it's in the dirt.
In general, in Major League Baseball, there's not a lot of offensive second basemen.
That's interesting. I just started racking my brain on that one.
You have like Marte in Arizona, Terang in Milwaukee, who's having a really good year. There's some others, but I mean, it's for the most part, if you go to second base, it's a low offensive position in baseball this year.
Oh, bouncer to second base. Nicky Lopez is there, throws out Massey, and the inning is done. All right, well, Rocker gives up his first hit of the day, but no harm done. Played an inning and a half. When we come back, the Rangers' hottest bat will be leading it off in a 1-0 game.
Choctaw Casinos and Resorts game within the game. Ezekiel Duran in the American League this year versus that breaking ball. Highest batting average at .351, tied for second in RBIs. You look at the slug, 6th. You look at the BABIP at 5th. He's having a great year overall. You know what I was wondering, Dave? I wonder what his numbers were in 23 on this date.
Ooh.
You know, he has 28
so
RBI.
like the end of May, let's just say.
Yeah, the end of May. Where was he at the end of May in 23?
Mike, that's the type of thing I might just be able to dig up for you. He takes a strike here, 1-1. Because I know where you're going with that, right? I mean, that was the year where he filled in a massive way for the Rangers. 1-2 the count. That 40-20 start the Rangers had in 2023, on their way to their first and thus far only World Series title. It's outside. 2-2.
I know in 24 and 25 with 2 strikes, Duran is swinging at that pitch almost all the time.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference this year. Now this time he takes a good one. Now he challenges immediately as well. I don't know. I felt like that probably was a strike, but perhaps an emotional challenge. We'll see. Our ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. That did not work out for Zeke. So the Rangers lose a challenge. And there's one gone in the second inning. And that'll bring up Osuna, Alejandro, hitting .260. Still looking for that first home run of the year. He's been an on-base merchant, getting on at a .394 clip, and he bunts it third base side, but that goes foul. 1-1. So Mike, at the end of May last year, pardon me, in 2023 for Duran. At the end of that month, he was hitting .301 with a .340 on base, .855 OPS.
How many RBIs did he
Well, all of them.
have?
Yeah, to that point, he had all of his RBIs in that season. Let me see. There's a high pop-up. That's fouled back and out of play.
I'm just making you do research during this live game, huh?
Yeah, that's okay. It's a skill set I've recently acquired. We're going to night school. He had 7 homers and 23 RBIs.
Okay.
Wow.
So 4 and 28 though this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really reminiscent, I think, the 2-2 pitch. And that's bounced down to first base. Pasquantino heads to the bag himself, 2 away. So Lugo is retired 4 in a row, and he'll work to Danny Jansen now. Rangers have really needed Ezekiel Duran this year, helping to keep them afloat during this bumpy start to the 2026 season. Uh-oh. Came way in, almost got Danny. Jansen at 171. Let's see. That's why I tend not to tuck in my shirts. This is pop foul back behind the plate. 1-1. I'm waiting for somebody, some hitter, to start going to the plate with just a ridiculously baggy uniform, right?
The
Just,
Manny Ramirez look.
yeah, what the heck? Hey, you hit my jersey. I'm going. Oh, that one. God, Jansen just grazed his wrist. A little more high risk maneuver, but he's on. Matt Quatraro checking to see. Yeah, they don't have a good look to help them out there. 5th time Danny has been hit this year.
Looks like it just caught the Nike guard protecting his wrist and hand and knuckles.
So Rangers have a runner for Nicky Lopez. How about that moment last night for Nicky? A big home run, and he shoots that into center field. That's a base hit. Jansen thought about it, but he'll hold. So a couple of 2-out base runners.
First pitch, not a bad pitch. Fastball away, outside corner, and Lopez stays through the ball there and gives the Rangers a 2-out opportunity here.
Mike, you said it earlier. It's kind of like first pitch swinging has been an effective tool. Josh Young hit the home run on the first pitch. Lopez, that was a first pitch hit. And now a bunt on the first pitch, but it goes foul. Our Home Depot working on a win. 2-out magic yesterday for the Rangers. 7 for 16 with 2 outs yesterday. Couple of homers, couple of doubles. And given what they had been doing with 2 outs, that was a pretty dramatic turnaround.
Well, yesterday, Jared Sandler gave me some good stats on last year. The 2 best teams with 2 outs, knocking in the most runs. It was, I believe he told me, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, those 2 teams met in the World Series. So that 2-out hitting, 2-out RBIs, kind of a big deal.
And preventing teams from doing any damage with 2 outs. Hellman swings and lifts that foul down the left side. 0-2. That was really interesting last night because you said that, you felt that that was the case. Teams that did well with 2 outs probably won a lot more games. Teams that were good at stopping the opposition with 2 outs, they probably won a ton of the games too. I was like, well, that's a good feeling. What do the numbers say? And Jared showed us the numbers last year. Retold that exact story. Blue Jays, Dodgers, and then the other teams that were like in the top 5 were really good teams too. Brewers, kind of the Mariners, teams you'd suspect based on last year's team performances.
And I don't have it in front of me, but the teams that pitched well with 2 outs and runners on base, all playoff teams and making runs in the playoffs.
Two men on, and the 0-2 pitch to Hellman, and he'll hook this one on the ground to third. Garcia gets the out at second base to put an end to the second inning. The Rangers leave a couple of men on. We have played 2 innings in Arlington this afternoon. The Rangers with the early 1-0 lead.
Summer nights start here. Bring your crew out to Globe Life Field with Rangers group tickets. Whether it's a company outing or a night out with friends, group tickets unlock special pricing, unique experiences, and unforgettable memories at the ballpark. Visit Rangers.com/groups to learn more and book today.
Well said. Played 2 innings this afternoon. Rangers ran away with it yesterday. 9-1 the final score. Today they jump out to a 1-0 start. And Rocker will face the 9th place hitter, Kyle Isbell. He misses just a little bit up with ball 1. Isbell at .245 for the year with 3 homers. And he shoots that out into left field. Well, that is the inside out swing right there. Isbell goes the other way, and they have the lead man on.
This is the goal of most guys hitting in the 9 spot is, can I get on first base, turn the lineup over, and give usually your best hitters batting 1, 2, and 3 a chance to drive in a run.
So very well executed there by Isbell. And now Jensen, he takes ball 1. Rocker was really good in the first inning, taking care of the Royals 1, 2, 3, and doing it on very few pitches, and now falls behind. Pardon me, goes even with Jensen 1-1.
That was a really good pitch, Dave. Michelle talked about it earlier about holding runners on. Nice quick movement and got the slider over for a strike.
There's a swing and a high fly ball right field. That one not going anywhere. Nimmo gives way to Hellman. 1 away. And speaking of that slider, let's take a look at our Ford leaderboard. So the slider this year, he's started to lean on it a little bit more here recently, and to great success, right? He's striking guys out more, lower batting average against. They are swinging and missing a lot. And he's low with ball 1 to Bobby Witt Jr.
I know that one was a fly out, but his ground ball percentage has been great this year. Now this is a tough guy to double up at the plate, but slider also, if they make contact, it seems like a lot of times they're pounding it into the ground.
Oh, crowd's Witt just a little bit there. 2-0.
2-0. Fastball count for the hitter, and we just talked about the slider usage. Not a bad time here to throw a good slider, not just a get me over slider, with the Royals' best hitter up.
As you mentioned, Witt very fast, yet he's hit into the second most double plays on this team. And that's a little bit in. 3-0. He's hit into 6 double plays. I find that a little surprising.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he hits it so firmly and it just gets to the infielders quickly. He has 16 stolen bases. However they track it, he always grades out as basically the fastest runner in the game, and that is a strike. 3-1. At worst, you'll see him graded out in the 99th percentile. Rocker got him to fly out to center field last time up. Here's a 3-1. And that's ball 4. He puts him on. So, couple of base runners. And Rocker will have a little work to do now with Maikel Garcia coming up. When the Astros were in town earlier in the week, Yordan Alvarez did a lot of damage out of that second spot on the order. And we talked a lot about, you know, if you have that one guy who's vastly superior to anybody else in the lineup, aren't you better off just putting him on instead of pitching to him? You never want to give a team free base runners, but there's certain guys you think to yourself, well, yeah, I'm not in love with you being on base, but in this case, Witt's at first. Isbell's in front of him, so that limits some of the damage Witt can do with his feet. This one is in the air, left field, hanging up a little bit as Osuna charging in, and he makes the catch. All right, 2 away. I guess it's a long way of saying I don't know how much I mind that walk to Bobby Witt Jr.
Well, and to your point, it matters who's hitting behind that guy too. And right here, Garcia is not maybe the best protection to then walk Witt, and you can see Osuna. Look, the Rangers play pretty deep in the outfield, so on these shallow fly balls you're going to see them coming in a long way.
And infielders have to be aware of that, and they've got to get out. Well, first pitch changeup in there for a strike to Vinny Pasquantino. He walked in the second inning. Yeah, I'm with you. I take my chances with Maikel Garcia over Bobby Witt Jr. generally speaking. In the dirt. Great job back there by Jansen to get in front of that one.
Boy, outstanding job, Dave. Like this we'll see what this at bat ends up being, but this right here, you have 2 guys in scoring position and not an easy catch slash block there.
All right, and Isbell out in front at second base. He can run a little bit. He has 5 steals. What we know is very fast. That's inside.
I'm wondering about the last 2 pitches. I know they're misses. I'm not crazy about throwing down and in to Pasquantino here. I like soft and away, but I'm also not the person putting together a scouting report.
Right. 2-1. And that one misses low. Ball 3. Well, so now you're in a tickler spot here if you're Rocker, because you know, if you miss to Pasquantino, then you're talking about bases loaded for Salvi Perez. Not a great recipe. But you can't just give in here to Pasquantino either. Big 3-1 pitch, and that's low. So he's put him on. A couple of walks in the inning, and Rocker has worked himself into a corner now. And here comes Jordan Teagues to talk it over with him.
Well, as Teagues is going out there, Rocker's working hard on his landing spot. After a couple of these misses where he spiked the ball and he was low, you know, I don't know if he felt like he was slipping on his land, but after he saw Jansen coming out and there was going to be a mound visit, he was digging where his landing spot was.
All right, so they work through some things out there, and as they do that, you can see Teagues, pretty obvious. He's saying, how about a message right now from Baylor's Scott and White Health?
I know part of that meeting might have been, just remember, first pitch, quality pitch. Perez ain't letting you just get something over.
No, that's a good point. He is up there to pull the trigger. You see the 3 base runners. So Rocker's first sticky spot of the afternoon, and a little tapper by the mound. And plenty of time for Lopez to throw out Salvador Perez. That's the upside, too, is you can get Salvi to offer something he can't drive. So Rocker gets out of the bases loaded jam. Keeps it scoreless for Kansas City. It remains 1-0. So the Rangers got a run in the first on the Josh Young home run. He's due up second this inning. Rangers trying to make it back-to-back wins over Kansas City. Incidentally, when the Rangers score first in a game, we've talked about this a lot this year. That's when they tend to do a whole lot better. They are 20-5. It's Jock Peterson, and he pulls one foul. Look out. He's coming right for Michelle down there. I think that's the first real rocket she's had to avoid down in the well.
Head was not on a swivel. Heard it before I saw it. Good thing it didn't come out my face.
You did see it though.
Didn't
oh, you
see
didn't
it.
at all.
Never
okay.
saw it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Get her a helmet.
Yeah. Well, at least it only bounced off the pole and rolled another 120 feet.
Yeah. Sure. Sure, it would have treated your head just fine.
Yeah, let's get a look at this.
Well, Michelle, you can see it here. Coming close to you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have a word with Jock.
Yeah. 1 and 2. I do also wonder if maybe there's just a little more protection that could be provided down there. Like, is there no net in front of that well?
The netting is on the side, not on the front.
Okay, keep all the patrons from the restaurant and bar down here. Here's a high fly out into center field, and Isbell makes the play. So Peterson retired. And here comes Young. He was ready on the first pitch in the first inning. And it wasn't that long ago. Seth Lugo will undoubtedly be a little more careful this time around. Right-hander's first offering. Gets a corner call.
Wasn't trying to go inside.
It's got to be a little unsettling, right? And that one is lifted out into right field. Caglione finds his way to it. Let's check in with Michelle.
Well, Brendan Nimmo coming up to the plate, about to face his former teammate Seth Lugo for the first time since the exhibition game right before the regular season. He said this time it's definitely going to be different. I know he's not going to take it easy on me. He admitted that he does have, quote, every pitch under the sun, which makes it a little more difficult, but finished with, it is going to be special to be facing each other now in a real game situation. These two came up together in the minor leagues for New York and are pretty close. So this is a fun at bat.
You always feel like when you're facing one of your teammates / friends that you know well, they know you and you know them.
Well, Lugo gets the advantage here with strike one, and Nimmo almost got him.
Yeah.
That first inning, hit it just in front of the 410 marker. Slightly left of straightaway center field, and there's a big curveball that misses. 1-1.
The other thing too is I just wonder how many conversations Nimmo and Lugo would have about, hey, why'd you do this, or why'd you do that, and then you kind of learn what they like and don't like in situations.
Little ground ball here to shortstop. So Lugo has Nimmo figured out so far. How about a 9-pitch third inning for the Royals right-hander? He's settled in a little bit. It remains 1-0 Rangers.
Catch the last game of this series tomorrow versus the Royals here at Globe Life Field. It's a 1:35 start. Get your tickets at Rangers.com. I did know that start time.
Yeah, you're locked in on that one.
Yeah.
How did today feel? I mean, did you have to move a lot of things around, or?
Yeah, not bad at all.
Okay.
Felt like it started off well, naming both catchers the same name.
It did come fast today, this game.
Get vowels mixed up. A-E-I-O-U, man. There's 5 of them there.
Sometimes why? Sometimes. 1-0, and that one is shot up the middle. How about Caglione? That thing was rifled 114 miles per hour. Goodness. So a leadoff single for Kansas City.
Boy, this is scary right here. As a pitcher, you don't see it until it's by you. You can see Rocker lift the glove up, but thank God that was not hit right at Rocker.
Okay, so Caglione not a big threat to be on the move, and there's strike one to Isaac Collins. You have the bottom third of the lineup now. Collins, Massey, and Isbell coming up. Rocker just got out of a bases loaded jam last inning. He's 50 pitches into today's outing. Checks in over there with Caglione. So I say that Caglione, you know, not a guy you expect to do a whole lot of running. But Rocker is a guy who at times teams will exploit because he can be slow to the plate. And that's 2 pickoff moves over there to first. So he has no more to offer.
Interesting decision to double up there with just 1 pitch thrown.
No, a much bigger lead for Caglione. And he is going. And there's a swing and a high pop up left side of the infield. So Young able to make that play. Caglione has to return, and the count resets. So he definitely, it's interesting that Rocker was as interested in Caglione as he was, and Caglione is interested in running.
Well, you mentioned it, after the 2 pickoffs, Caglione got a 6-foot bigger lead and did get a good jump.
Yeah, I think he was going to steal that one had Collins not popped out. So now Massey, Michael Massey, grounded out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Oh, that one came in on Massey, and he turns on it deep out to right field, but it missed the barrel of the bat. Got in on the hands a little bit, and a fly out to Nemo is the second out of the inning.
Well, let's see here. 4-seam fastball, maybe a little bit gets away with one. Jansen setting up on the outside. That one gets to the inside, but luckily he missed his spot more.
Yeah.
If you'd have missed his spot another 3 or 4 inches less, then that hits the barrel.
Yeah. Well, Hazel shot out to right field though, and now Isbell, and he'll take inside, ball 1. Isbell had the base hit in the 3rd inning. Kansas City with 3 hits so far off Rocker. Yeah, that's bounced down to first, but foul. Oh boy, elusive. Great recovery though. Rocker, the Rangers, by the way, wearing the red hats today.
I do not remember this in a long time.
I've inquired, trying to get the answer on this one, the 1-1. And that one is pop foul, back out of play. Been passed around from person to person a little bit, but I cannot, it's been a while. And obviously with the City Connects, the Rangers wear the red caps with that red uniform. But this just seems to take me back to a time where it feels like a couple of years. Now, it probably hasn't been.
I do really like the look, especially against a team that's wearing blue.
1-2 pitch. And your obvious off-season job as an interior decorator. I know you've been kind of fanatical about the color wheel, and
yeah,
all the complementary colors and whatnot. 2-2, and that is fouled away.
I almost feel like if a team is wearing blue, you don't need to wear your blue if you have another color.
I see. Yeah. Make it clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if the Dodgers were here, I'd be like, yeah, we're wearing red.
Yeah, fair. Just stands out when they do it. It's like bright red lipstick. The 2-2, and that's fouled, pardon me, driven out to left. A slight difference. And it's caught by Osuna for the final out of the inning. A 12-pitch, half inning for Rocket. Boy, just slow and easy today for Kamar. 4 shutout innings. Mike, you hear about our aerial coverage today?
It's powered by Ram, I'm pretty sure. Nothing stops Texas and nothing stops Ram.
Darn tootin'. Welcome in, everybody. Coming in down along that third base line. Nice crowd again today.
Great crowd.
Sellout yesterday, over 39,000. The Nolan Ryan bloody lip jersey giveaway. That was fun. People loved it.
How many people here were surprised when they saw their ticket and they said, yeah, we're starting this game at 3:05?
Listen, I bet there are more than a few.
Just because you're so used to Saturday games.
Yeah. Up the middle by Berger. Rangers have the lead man on.
Saturday games are at 6 o'clock.
They are, except when school's out.
Oh,
that's what happened. Because I asked the other night, because this one caught me too. I just a couple of days ago realized that we're a 3 o'clock start today, because I was planning on 6.
Okay.
We're out on that last road trip, and then we're making some plans for this weekend. I looked on the schedule. Oh, 3 o'clock. Oops. So yeah, now that school's out, we can go at 3 o'clock. A little bouncer, third. Garcia trying to Harlem Globetrotters maneuver down there and never quite had it. Well, Berger on with a hit. Duran reaches on the error.
Well, this ball's hit slow. Let's see here. Just didn't catch it in the pocket, so never gets the transfer. You could say he messed it up on the transfer, but watch it. Never really catches the glove. And because it didn't hit the glove where Garcia wanted it to.
Well, this one bunted foul by Alejandro. Good start to this 4th inning now. See if the Rangers can cash in on Lugo.
So right here, runner on second base, trying to obviously advance a guy to third and advance your other guy to second. You want to bunt this ball to third, and you want to bunt it firm enough that Garcia is the one fielding the ball. Because if you bunt it firm and it gets towards the pitcher's mound, Garcia will recover and cover third base. You see where Witt is? There's no way he's covering third base.
Yeah. Osuna again bunts it third base side. Really well done. Garcia down, throws to first, sacrifice. Perfect. Berger to third, Duran to second base. We were just talking about this before the game.
Great execution, firm bunt, makes Garcia come in and get it. You're playing small ball, and this is trusting your team, trusting the guy behind you. I'm going to sacrifice myself because I believe in the guy behind me.
Infield in, bouncer third, just foul. No, we're just typical pregame conversation. Kurt Dykert, our producer, was up here, and we're talking about how we celebrate those types of moments now, almost like they are the home runs of 15, 20 years ago, because you just don't see that sort of fundamental small ball offense as often. Way off the plate. 1-1. What do you got, Michelle?
Well, on the small ball topic, Skip addressed that last night, and with Osuna specifically, he said, guys, he's got like 200 at-bats in the big leagues. He's still trying to figure out who he is at the major league level. He's always been a good hitter. He's played the game hard. He's the exact type of player that I love, what a player and a Ranger should look like. He's the kind of teammate who, as you just said, Mike, will sacrifice his own personal success for the betterment of the team, as we just saw. Small ball executed well.
Well, you need a lineup that makes sense.
Little slow tapper to third. Garcia's only play to first base. And so now weak contact produces a run thanks to that sacrifice bunt. Oh, that's a beautiful thing right there. The Rangers go up 2-0.
This is a nice team inning. Osuna's sacrifice bunt pays off. Berger got a good jump too. Very important. Berger not a fast runner. Look at the jump on contact. Great job going hard and making Garcia decision easy, giving up the run and throwing it to first.
So now a man at third for Nicky Lopez. So, you know, look, no one's getting slugged right now around baseball. I mean, there are teams, there are players on teams, but generally offenses around baseball are really struggling. And so you think about the bottom of your order. Well, that's where you're going to struggle the most. And so that's a way to use the bottom of the order to create a run. Look, runs are hard to come by. That is really fun when that works out like that. 0-2 on Nicky Lopez.
And you're also playing a team maybe a little bit different if you're playing, let's say, the Dodgers or Yankees, high-powered offenses with deeper lineups. But playing the Royals, they're in that dugout going, dang, they already got 2 runs. We struggle to get those during games.
2-strike pitch. That one up the middle for a base hit. Nicky Lopez delivers again, and the Rangers up 3-0.
The Rangers are playing team baseball. It started last night in the first inning, and it continues here in the 4th inning. Split finger. Nicky Lopez, what a great job of staying with that, going down and getting it, and then hitting through the ball up the middle. Bottom of the lineup coming through.
Now they're worried about Lopez maybe trying to run. So Lugo trailing 3-0. Hellman the hitter. And that one finds the outside corner.
Team baseball. That's how you become a team, a winning team.
Pick each other up, help each other out. Ground ball, left side, deep in the hole, long throw from Witt, and that one can't be held. Heading to third base, Lopez. Just keep applying the pressure. That was a nearly impossible play for Witt to make. But Pasquantino just couldn't hold it.
Man, he gets to a ball. He does everything he can here. It's just kind of an in-between hop. The effort from Garcia, Witt with the cannon. Pasquantino almost makes the play, but if you put the ball in play, you put pressure on the defense.
So a single, and then the throwing error on Witt, just his 2nd of the year. That allows Lopez to go to third base. And after all of that, just scrappy, hard work and hustle from the bottom of the lineup. You've plated a couple of 2-out runs, which we've discussed. Good teams get those 2-out runs. And now you've turned it over for the top of your lineup. Peterson takes a strike. The other thing, too, is for Lugo, starting to become a little bit of a long inning. Might be huffing and puffing just a touch. That's fouled away. Hellman was on the move. Rangers also employed that tactic yesterday.
Well, I'm wondering here with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
Sure.
Do you do what you did yesterday, send the runner but stop them halfway and see if they throw it through to second base? Lopez breaks for home and you see if they can do catch, throw, catch, tag in time.
Worked yesterday. 0-2 pitch, not going. And that's low. Yesterday, I mean, it's not that they were able to get in the rundown and the catch so apart, because Perez just threw it into center field. I'll check in on Hellman.
Now Peterson is hot and he's a good 2-strike hitter. He still makes the pitcher work. He usually doesn't chase.
In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4 errors in this series already for Kansas City. 2 in the inning. Boy, they've used both the check-ins over there. So we'll see.
Maybe bigger lead, get a good jump.
2-2, he is going. And that swing and a miss, a strikeout to end the inning. Peterson is retired. So are the Rangers in the 4th inning. A frustrating inning there for Lugo. The Rangers played a couple of runs. Great small ball team play all the way around, starting with that man Alejandro Osuna and Nicky Lopez. Rangers up 3-0. It's that time of day already, the 5th inning, presented by your Dallas-Fort Worth Audi dealers. Rangers with a 3-0 lead. Yesterday, I think all the way around, right? Offensively, defensively, the good pitching, probably the best played game of the year for the Rangers.
I'm with you.
Now, Kansas City accommodated by, making some mistakes. There were a few errors and things like that, but I thought the Rangers, the important part was they did their part right.
Yes.
And so far today, very similar as Rocker finds a corner, 1-1.
Talked about it going into this series. We've talked about it now for 2 weeks. Just because the schedule got easier doesn't mean you can just show up and win games in the major leagues. You have to play good. And you take advantage, if you're playing a team that's lesser than, you try to take advantage of their mistakes. And the Rangers last inning took advantage of a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, that's the best part, because there have been times this year where the Rangers have been gifted mistakes, free base runners, whatever, and haven't always taken advantage. 2-1, and that's a swing and a drive. High in the air, deep out to right. Nimmo angling back near the wall, makes the catch. Scare from Jensen. 1 away. Let's go back last inning though, Mike.
Well, we see Osuna's finger. It's taped up, and we saw him go down. Now watch this bunt here on the foul. It doesn't catch all the barrel. It catches part of his finger there. So.
Yeah, we saw him duck after successfully moving the guys up on the sacrifice. We saw him duck underneath there to get a little help.
So hopefully everything's okay there. He's in the game. Yesterday, Carter stayed in the game after getting hit by a pitch, but not playing today because of the soreness in his ankle foot area.
Bobby Witt Jr., he's 0 for 1 today with a walk. 1 out, 5th inning. Rocker's 1-1, and that's tight. 2-1. So Kamari's still a little short of 70 pitches for the day. And by the way, got the answer on the red hats. Let me go back to my sources here. It was last year, the 2-1, and that's a strike. The last time the Rangers wore the red cap was against Detroit last year, and it was Rocker who was pitching. That was in late July, July 19th, almost a year ago. Swing and a miss, and Witt strikes out for the first time today. Believe it or not, that is the first strikeout today for Rocker.
He does go to his strikeout pitch, though, that slider, and that was a nasty one. Witt's in a tough way right now. Coming into the game, I believe it's his last 11 games, was batting 182, 0 for 2 today with a walk.
And sometimes it's also a matter of when you catch a team or a player. And so he's having a tough little stretch. Oh, Garcia fooled pretty badly on that slider.
I was talking to Michael Young years ago, and he says in a weird way you have to love failure as a baseball player.
See a little flare center field. Here comes Hellman, and he makes the catch. A can of corn for the kid from Nebraska, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth inning. Halfway there this afternoon. Rangers up 3-0.
Our Chevy Under the Hood is looking at the homers at Globe Life Field this season. Yesterday, Nemo, a long ball, 435 feet. Just the other day versus Houston, Josh Young at 424. And then today, Young, 399.
Yeah, Young boy, first pitch swinging again. Bounces it to third. The Garcia throw is in time. Nice dig by Pasquantino. One away.
Here's the first pitch to Young in the first inning. Second batter up. 86, top of the zone. 399 feet. Approximately.
Brandon Nimmo now 0 for 2. He does battle again with a former teammate, and Lugo. That's a cutter in there for a strike. That had a lot of run on it.
Well, he throws 11 pitches, so sometimes he might release the ball and just say it's a new pitch. I don't know.
Could be, right? It's somewhere between a cutter and a slider.
Has to be. The pitch comm has to really help out Lugo from the pitch timer, and a catcher having to go, all right, the first sign would be one of the first 5 pitches, but if I put down another one, just add the 2 numbers together, and we've gotten to pitches 6 through 10. And if I need pitch 11, I don't know.
Well, he strikes out Nimmo and did it pretty efficiently as well. That is the 5th strikeout today.
This looks like a 2-seamer. Just beats Nimmo. Not a perfect location, but set the pitch up well enough to get the swing and miss.
So 2 outs, and now Jake Berger steps in. The Rangers have done some damage today with 2 outs. And Jake goes after that slider half-heartedly, but that's been the problem today. He has looked really flinchy against Lugo. Head-to-head numbers show that Lugo has a little something on him.
Well, and I'm with you. He took a fastball right down the middle his first at bat to strike out too. So to me he's guessing.
Yeah.
And hoping to guess right.
Now he did in his last at bat, got a base hit. Fouls that one 1-2, but you can definitely tell there are bats where a guy might get a hit, but it's more than likely because the pitcher made a mistake.
Yeah.
Or just fell into a pattern that the hitter was anticipating. But it looks like, the very limited that we've seen, that Berger just doesn't have comfort up there against Lugo. And there's a swing and a miss. A strikeout, and that the 6th of the day for Lugo. Perfect 5th inning, and it sends us to the 6th this afternoon in a 3-0 game. Well, interesting here as we head to the 6th inning. Sam Haggerty takes over in left field. So your observation about Osuna and him bunting one off his finger, or I guess partially off his finger, might have something to do with that early exit. So we'll get a report on that, no doubt, before the ball game is over, as Rocker goes to work on Pasquantino. Salvi Perez, and then Jack Caglione for Kansas City. And that's turned down the first baseline foul. So yesterday it was Mackenzie Gore. He went 6 1/3 shutout innings, and then Alexander finished off that 7th for him. The Rangers nearly had the shutout yesterday, were it not for a 9th inning when the Royals scored on the rookie Gavin Collier. That's pulled foul again. 0-2, and now it's Rocker who's gone 5 shutout. It's the 3rd trip through the lineup, and Pasquantino might well be the peskiest of the hitters he's dealt with. He's walked twice, and he takes strike 3 called. So this time Rocker carves him up 1 away.
Look at StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and we look at the 15 outs coming into this one, and outs by pitches: 9 with the slider, 2 with the four seam, 2 with the sinker, and then the cutter and change. And did a nice job. We talked about Pasquantino being a tough out. He went soft with the changeup a couple times, got him out in front, and then sitting soft, he goes with the fastball and threw it by him.
Now Perez swings and misses, 1-1. The veteran Salvador Perez, 36 years old, his 15th big league season. Rocker's 1-1, and that's hit hard down the left field line. Foul. Strike 2.
Looking at, you just mentioned Gore yesterday, you're mentioning Rocker here in the 6th inning without giving up any runs, and that one fouled by at least an inch.
Yeah.
Is it right now, in counting this game for the last 5 games, 38-5 against the Royals in their games? Wasn't it 35-5 coming into this one? So now they're losing 38-5.
Yeah, they're in a bad way right now. Rocker's 1-2 pitch, and the slider is outside. 38-5, and that's now in the fifth game of this
3
stretch.
against the Yankees, now the 2nd game here against the Rangers.
Oof. 2-2, and there's a bouncer foul. So because of that, at least partly because of that, Kansas City checks in today at 22-35. They are 11 games back of Cleveland in the Central Division. 11 games back, and we are not through May. There's a swing, and that one is lined out to left field. Haggerty comes in, makes the chest high grab. 2 away. Reaching that mid-afternoon, early evening time. Time for Pizza Hut.
Texas fans know who the real MVP is of game day grub, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
There's Caglione now. Rocker's first pitch, and he's outside with ball 1. Royals, a couple years removed from the postseason. They won like 86 games in 2024. They were an 82-win team last year, but fell short. That expectations were high last year, coming off that 86-win season, and it just didn't come together last year. Now this year, ravaged by injuries, especially to their pitching staff, and like a lot of teams, I really do feel like, I don't know, 70% of teams in baseball are trying to figure out, how do we score runs again? I remember we used to do it. I just don't know how we're supposed to do it today. And they've struggled with that. There's a fly ball center field. Hellman racing back, has a little bit of room left and just enough to make the catch. He'll do it with a little style as well. A 1-2-3 6th inning. Way to go, Kamar Rocker. He's efficient today. He's retired 9 straight through 6 shutouts.
3-0 Rangers getting ready for the bottom of the 6th. Earlier today, Corey Seager taking live BP for the first time since hitting the IL. He also notably took some ground balls, did some more multi-direction today on grounders, and he ran. And why that's important is because those are the things that were having actually more of a cause on his pain. So good to see Corey feel good after that. Skip Schumacher said he saw what he needed to see out of Seager. So timeline on what comes next is probably forthcoming. Also, a quick update on Wyatt Langford. He is hitting DH for Round Rock later today, and is expected to play 5 innings tomorrow.
Okay. Well, Michelle, when you say play 5 innings tomorrow, play in the outfield 5 innings. DH today, play in the outfield tomorrow.
Yes, and actually, Skip Schumacher was asked the same follow-up, and he said no, he's going to play second base. Of course, he's going to be in the outfield. So yeah, he'll be playing 5 innings out there tomorrow.
Come on, Mike.
He was a catcher his freshman year at Florida. I didn't know if he was switching positions. You know.
Don't think so.
Well, those are good updates, and we'll see if Seager, after today, feels good tomorrow.
Well, listen, the better he feels, the better we all feel. You know what I mean? Like, let's get him back.
But we need the Corey Seager.
Correct. The real Corey Seager.
Yeah.
2-2. Duran takes off the plate. Zeke today has reached on an error. 0 for 2. He has scored a run. Once again in the middle of the action. Fly ball out into right field. Caglione hardly has to move. And that is the first out of the inning. So Lugo continues to toil. I mean, his pitch count's really low. 75 pitches as he works in the 6th. Bring up Sam Haggerty, and it also clears out a little room here for Kia.
You can drive those on the street too.
Yeah, you don't have to drive them through the big puddles and the overflow parking lots.
Yeah, you don't have to go find horses to race.
That is pretty neat. Versatile automobile.
Yeah.
One strike pitch, and Haggerty nubs that one out toward third, and Lugo couldn't get it with a bare hand. Just kind of one of those days for the Royals. Haggerty is on. That'll be an infield hit.
Well, you say infield hit, but the box score says base hit. I don't know why Lugo didn't use his glove for that. I'm glad he did.
Haggerty on. He draws the throw. Well, so I want to go a little further into that then, Mike, because when I was a kid, what could be more relevant to a major league play, breaking it down, than some real life anecdotes from Gehring organized baseball. Go baseball, we used to call it back in the day. Babe Ruth. Runner going, pitches outside, and that'll be an easy steal for Haggerty. Rangers have another man in scoring position. Again, little things being executed well by the Rangers.
Bottom of the lineup. Pressure on the defense. Put it in play. Steal second base.
Foul ball makes it 1-1. But when I was a kid and there'd be a ball, you know, not a hard hit ground ball, but a ball like just sort of sitting there or whatever, they would tell me not to pick it up with my glove. Like, it's just wasting movement.
That's true. If
Pick
the
it up
ball's
with the hand.
just there, if it's dead, but if it's moving, let me ask you this. Well, I mean, you've seen enough spring trainings. Are they excited about, hey, we're going to do comebackers, pitchers. Let's not use a glove. Let's use your throwing hand and see how that works.
Oh, that's okay.
See if we can accidentally break a finger today.
Check in again on Haggerty. Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr., Ezekiel Duran, these infielders, they practice these bare hand plays. Pitchers, like, we get scolded if we ever try to use our bare hand.
Well, that's true.
So probably not going to work out that well in a game. I get it. There are some guys that could probably do it, but something you don't really practice much, and they refuse to let you try to practice.
Okay. All right, calm down. The 2-2. It's foul away. You're still, I mean, I feel like, you know, it might be a good offseason project for us, Mike. We'll just sit down. We'll make a list of these coaches who you need to call and say, like, you know, I'm still a little heated over the fact that you didn't even let me practice some of this stuff. You didn't trust me to be an athlete.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
I know you feel that way.
Very true.
2-2 pitch. And, you know, I get it. Like, they felt like you're just too precious. They didn't want you to hurt yourself.
Oh, the little pitchers might get hurt. Everybody be really careful. Well, I actually used to play baseball in high school.
There's a swing, and that ball's well hit. Deep out to left center, and back on it is Bell. He'll make the catch. Jansen just missed. Haggerty able to tag and move to third. 2 away. Isbell gets to practice that play a lot. He's really good at it.
I will say, pitchers used to, not as much anymore. Boy, I didn't know if our job was pitching or shagging sometimes. But this is a nice shag here by Isbell.
Add that to the list of transgressions we'll need to address. Boy, Danny just missed that one.
This ball, it almost popped out of the glove.
You know, and I thought when I saw it live, I thought, did he just make that a little more interesting than necessary? Nicky Lopez takes a strike. That almost squeezed out of the glove. You know, the outfield glove, I never liked the outfield glove, the length of it, because I felt like when a ball started doing that, you don't really have much control over the length of those fingers on those gloves.
You don't have a feel for the ball in the pocket, or especially if it gets just a hair outside of the pocket.
Yeah. Outside 1 and 2. Now, fortunately for me as a kid, I had such great hand strength that I could really squeeze that tight. Differentiated me from all the other children. The 1-2 pitch, that's fouled away.
That's what they teach with baseball. Like, hey, make sure to squeeze it as tight as you can.
Really want you to focus on.
I think once it hits the pocket, as long as you close the glove, it will stay in the pocket. You just have to have the hand-eye coordination for it to hit the pocket.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. 2-2 the count. Haggerty down at third. Rangers have cashed in some 2-out runs, and Lopez 2 for 2 today, drove in one of them. Little tapper back to Lugo. He uses the glove this time, throws to first, and they get Lopez. The inning is done, just like we used to do back at Go Baseball. 3-0 Rangers on top.
Home plate coverage presented by Firestone Complete Auto Cares. Danny Jansen getting a lefty ready. There's the dirt cam right in front of home plate. Jankowski yesterday stepped on it, luckily.
Yeah, changed the luck, changed everything.
Tyler Alexander on. Pitched yesterday to one batter, first and second, one out. Got the double play ball. Gonna have to face three batters here and hopefully a 1-2-3 inning.
Well, great job by Kamar Rockers. 6 shutout this afternoon, 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Alexander's first pitch, and that one right in there, strike 1. Isaac Collins, switch hitter, 1 for 2 this afternoon. And that one's a little bit up. Now, I don't know why I'm so fascinated with revealing everything about my youth, but when I was young, the Royals were pretty cool. Right, George Brett, UL Washington, Frank White, Steve Balboni, Quisenberry, etc. Fun teams, good teams.
Yeah.
And when I see this uniform, I don't know why I kind of think of George Brett.
Why wouldn't you? Greatest Royal ever by far.
You want to call them like the Baby Blues or whatever. I just want to call them, these are like the George Brett units.
Okay. Number 5.
Number 5.
Best player in the American League for a time.
3-1 pitch, and that one out toward right field. That's a long run, and it drops in fair territory. Collins has extra bases. In fact, he'll turn at second, but a hold there with a leadoff double.
I think that ball got out of play because I was thinking that was going to be an easy triple. We're blocked off up here. Outside corner, not a bad pitch. You know, not great contact. Okay, and so so that's why it was a dead ball. 'Cause it's like, why is he not going to third right now?
Yeah. Okay, so that is a book rule double for Collins. And now Massey lifted for a pinch hitter here, as they will go to Thomas. We saw him yesterday, kind of the leadoff spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Lane Thomas was 0 for 4 yesterday. Nothing in the 7th inning. That's right down the middle. 1-1. It looks like Quatraro is choosing this inning as his opportunity to get back in the game. Hitting Thomas here, he fouls that one away. He's got Lofton waiting in the on deck circle to pinch hit as well. They're trying to get a little something started. You pointed it out earlier. They've been outscored 38-5 in now the last 4+ games. One-two pitch. Close.
Good miss. Soft down and away. Could have opened up that area here. Doubling up in.
Well, he does go soft away, and he gets that 3rd strike on Thomas. That was interesting.
Great pitch, and with a runner on second base, Jansen sets up inside. So if they're relaying signals, he sets up on the other side of the plate, and then as Alexander starts his motion, moves back to the middle and a hair outside in a perfect changeup.
I mean, it's amazing how that was right on the very edge of the strike zone as well. Great job by Jansen. And watching him even in that conversation, glancing out occasionally to Collins at second base. So he does seem a little suspicious of something going on out there. Here's Lofton now.
The other thing that runners at second try to do now, since there's no hand signals, is they try to, it's a little bit tougher with lefties pitching, they try to look inside the glove and see if they can see grip.
No, strike one to Lofton, who was 0 for 4 yesterday as well. So Quatraro using half his bench in these 2 at-bats. 1 strike offering, and there's a roller foul. Strike 2. Royals so far in today's ball game, with runners on base, they are 2 for 10. Here it comes again from Alexander, and that's fouled down the right side. These 2 clubs, they share the same spring training facility in Surprise, or at least main field for spring training games. Then they both have very separate minor league fields adjoining the big league park. 2-strike pitch, that's fouled away. They have big, I guess you call them like dormitories across the street, living complexes for the younger players during spring training, and then during the Arizona Fall League and whatever, rehabbing, guys going down there. A really cool condo setup for these guys. The 0-2, that's outside. So very familiar with one another. Seem to play a lot during spring training, seem to oftentimes have that little exhibition series before the season.
Always here.
Always here.
Don't have to worry about the weather.
Bouncer down to third. That one gets through. A base hit for Lofton. Collins stops at third base. The ball just hit too sharply to get him in. So a couple of men on.
Well, hard ground ball here. That changeup goes right down the middle, trying to execute down and away in the zone. Just missed his spot, and Lofton takes advantage.
First and third, and Teagues heading out to the mound. Jordan Teagues, Rangers pitching coach.
Dave, you mentioned spring training in Surprise, Arizona, and when we were there, I fell in love with the prickly pear cactus.
Oh yes, we should get a little update.
So
how are we doing with that?
Good and not good.
Okay.
So it's been raining a lot in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
So I decided I need to take this prickly pear and maybe just put it in the garage. It's just getting too much rain.
Okay.
Well, it slipped out of my hand and is in one of those, like, is it called terracotta clay pots?
Yeah.
Yes, smashes everywhere, cuts my foot open. I'm bleeding everywhere in the garage. And that was a few days ago. And so then the prickly pear is just laying there. It's out of the dirt, and I had to replant it. And then it fell out again the other day. And I was like, oh, let me grab it right here where I don't see any, pricks or anything. I got about 12 thorns in my hand. Still a few in there today. But I'm going to keep that prickly pear alive. Because it's going to turn out beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you. I knew that would work out well for you. Here's a line drive into left field by Jensen. Collins scores, and Lofton stops at second. So whatever the conversation was on the mound, might have been about the prickly pear cactus. It did not help. And here comes Skip Schumacher. So Royals won't be shut out today. Jacob Junis was loosening in the bullpen. He despises cacti. And he'll be on to pitch here with 2 men on in a 3-1 game. Been fun all afternoon, but it is getting a little serious now. The tying runs on base for Kansas City. 1 out in the inning. Here's Jacob Junis on our call to the bullpen here, making his 21st appearance.
Usually gets early contact.
Bobby Witt Jr. and he makes early contact. Hard hit ball to left field. That's going to make it a 1-run game. RBI single by Witt, and it's 3-2.
Well, this ball's hit hard, a breaking ball that hangs over the middle of the plate, and luckily only a single. The other thing too is 112 miles an hour. This is a good cutoff right here by Haggerty, and got the ball in quick so that tying run didn't get to third base.
Okay, Garcia, the batter. You're right, he didn't get to third, but Jansen in scoring position out there at second. And Garcia takes strike one. 2 runs across in the inning. This Rangers pen has been pretty reliable this year. But being challenged, and now a ground ball up the middle. That will tie the game. And with Witt's speed, he's at third base. Oh my. Back-to-back singles off Junis. Just 3 pitches into his outing, and it's a new game.
Well, somewhat like the Rangers in this series, when they've had rallies, it's been putting the ball in play. And Garcia puts the ball in play, hits a hard grounder, finds a hole. And Bobby Witt Jr. just flying to third base there.
So a go-ahead run at third, and now backdoor breaking ball in there for a strike to Pasquantino. A 3-3 ball game. Junis delivers, and that's flared out to left field. That's down for a hit. Witt scores. Garcia has hurt himself heading to third. He's got to stop. Even as the throw came in a little cattywampus, but Michael Garcia is injured. Yikes. He was one leg hopping to third base. Pasquantino got to second on the double, but man, Garcia is really hurt. I can't remember seeing a guy have this much trouble in the middle of a play.
Just an 86-mile-an-hour pitch at the top of the zone. Haggerty cuts it off. He's getting it in. See Garcia here. I think it's a hamstring. And he hopped a good 50 feet there on his left leg, and then immediately grabs the back part of his right leg.
At least he's walking off on his own power here. That was brutal. It looked like a triple jumper for that last half length between second and third. Man alive. So Tolbert takes over as a pinch runner for Garcia at third base. They're down to 1 man left on their bench, but they pushed the Cards in this 7th inning, and it has worked out. Salvador Perez, the 8th hitter of the inning, and he takes strike one.
5 hits in a row.
Hard to imagine. You know, we talk all the time about how that is. Like, that's the hardest way to score runs. They have done it. Pop up, foul ground, first base side, and that one is out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Perez.
Junis, not much of a strikeout pitcher, but you'd love to get a strikeout here. With the infield in, if you don't get the strikeout, you'd like a quick 2-hopper to an infielder where you can hold the runner at third.
There's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out Perez. 2 gone. Well, that's a big out.
Beats him with the fastball. Perez late.
Well, the ninth hitter of the inning. And Caglione. He takes strike one. Well, Peyton Gray getting ready in the Rangers bullpen. I mean, all hands on deck, it seems now, is the one strike pitch. That's low and in. And to be clear, you had no problems. In fact, you thought it was absolutely the right move, right? To remove Rocker after 6 shutout. He had thrown 85 pitches.
Yeah, I agreed with it. He'd worked hard. He'd gotten out of some jams in the second, third inning that were big ones, and then, you know, had a really nice 5th and 6th inning. But I just thought, this is great. Turn it over to your pen with a 3-run lead, but the pen just has not come through this inning.
Little foul ball. 2-2. It's always frustrating to see the first 6 innings of great work like that just go up in smoke. But it is still just a 1-run game. That is with Tolbert at third and Pasquantino at second, and that's strike 3 called. So Caglione goes down looking. Junis with back-to-back strikeouts puts an end to the inning. A 4-run uprising though by the Royals. Stretch time. Rangers down a run.
Attention down the third baseline. And welcome back the Strikeout Kings. The Strikeout Kings will now perform God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Rangers baseball on RSN is brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers. And by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas.
All right, things certainly changing here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Nick Lofton is staying in at third base now for the Royals. Lane Thomas takes over in center field. Tolbert, who was pinch running last inning, moves in at second base. So the Royals making some changes, including a new man on the mound as they go to Alex Lang. Hellman shows bunt and takes a strike. Hellman, and back to the top for Peterson and Young. Rangers had a 3-0 lead all the way until just moments ago when the Royals strung together 6 hits in the 7th inning to plate 4 runs and take control of the game. Lang is low and away with that one, 1-1. Hellman has reached on an infield hit. Also reached on a fielder's choice, 1 for 2. And that's strike 2. Well, Lugo out of the game, and give Lugo some credit. Not exactly his best day, but he did manage 6 innings and limited the Rangers to 3 runs on the 6 hits. Only one of the runs was earned. In the dirt, 2-2. So we'll see if these Rangers bats can once again figure out a way to manufacture some runs. They did that nicely in the 4th inning. Lang gets Hellman to foul that back, and the count stays 2-2.
Skip Schumacher too is a little bit limited here late in the game. Osuna had to be taken out because of a hand injury. So Haggerty already in, and then I'm assuming Carter is not going to play today.
Yeah, I wonder what availability, how much availability he might have. Hellman lifts that foul. It's always funny. Skip will give you the basics, but he refuses to let you know even the simplest, like, possible that he'd be available today, or is he completely unavailable? The answer is typically to that question, we'll see. Well, it's not always that helpful, but you don't really know. Two, and that's line foul. Of course, managers under no obligation to tell you their entire plan every game. Good job here, though, by Hellman to get this inning started. At the very least, giving his teammates a chance to look at Lang, as he will see an 8th pitch in this at bat. Right-hander sets again, and here it comes. And there's a swing on another high fly foul.
That was a good job of getting to a tough pitch at 96 miles an hour above the zone. That's a strikeout pitch a lot of times. Guys swing at it and just can't make contact.
All right, next pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Gets him with the changeup. One gone in the 7th inning. How about a message here from Progressive Insurance?
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. New customers could save hundreds by bundling their auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. See how easy it is at progressive.com.
Jock Peterson. And he'll watch one skip up there for ball 1. Jock 0 for 3 today. He's been on a little home run tear lately. And he takes high and away. Four homers in the last 4 games for Jock. 2-0, and he's taken all the way. Ball 3. So even a base runner here would be very welcome. And Peterson, he gets that. He's very willing to take those walks. And he'll watch a strike. So Lang, this guy, Royals like using him. He's thrown the most innings out of their bullpen this year. 24 2/3 innings so far. Here's a little roller first base side that broke Peterson's bat and becomes the 2nd out of the inning. He's also a big strikeout guy. 2nd most strikeouts out of that pen, behind only the man warming in the pen right now, Daniel Lynch the 4th. But what matters right now from the Rangers' perspective is this guy. Josh Young had the home run earlier, and they need him to get a little something going for this team here in the 7th.
It almost feels like the energy in the building right now is everybody's kind of in a little bit of shock of what just happened in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, agreed. A lot of fun for those first 6 innings. Young shoots that one out into right field. That drops in a base hit. Another multi-hit game for Josh Young. And again, he comes through when the Rangers need some help here late.
Just another quality at bat. Fastball in. How many times have we seen him on pitches inside shoot the ball to right field?
Yeah. He has been a very complete hitter this year for the Rangers. Well, that does it for Lang. They will make the move, and here comes Lynch, their big strikeout guy in a 1-run game. Well, Josh Young gives the Rangers a little life in this 7th inning with a 2-out base hit. That forces Portaro and the Royals into the bullpen for Daniel Lynch the 4th. He's been really good this year, especially tough on lefties, and that's who he gets in this moment. Brandon Nimmo 0 for 3. He'll take very high for ball 1. They've never faced one another, so a little surprising sometimes when you see guys who've been around for a few years. It's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lefties 5 for 40 against Lynch this season, which means that Lynch has been, well, in the top 10 of relievers in terms of effectiveness. That's a strike. 2-1.
Quite a bit of sideways movement on that fastball running back into Nimmo.
2-1. Little bouncer right side of the infield, and Tolbert throws out Nimmo. That ends the inning. Rangers leave a man. We move it to the 8th this afternoon. Suddenly the Rangers trailing by a run. Well, what's on tap? Brought to you by St. Arnold Lawnmower, a beer for everyone. And we take a look at what to expect on Rangers game day beyond the box score coming up. Always fun to look a little deeper into the game. Game day uses the force. We've got a big day coming up. And of course, Brad Miller in Missouri. Looking forward to that. Team going to St. Louis after the ball game tomorrow. 3-game set, the only time they will face the Cardinals. Here we go to the 8th, and Chris Martin is on the pitch. He'll face the bottom 3rd of the order. And the big righty is high with ball 1 to Collins.
Looking at Martin's numbers, I know he hasn't pitched a lot this year, but last year his split finger 200 batting average against and had a 1/3 of his strikeouts on that pitch. This year, split finger 625 batting average against and 1 strikeout. So that would be one of those pitches he needs to find again.
He's outside here. 2-1. Well, that's a pretty startling difference year over year. There's a 2-1 pitch, and that one is high. He had so many health scares toward the end of last season. It seemed like just about every time he went out there, something happened, and he'd have to get assistance or whatever, be accompanied by a trainer walking off the field. And now he deals a leadoff walk in this 8th inning, and we're talking about a guy who in his career is as good as anyone really in the history of the game at limiting walks. He just does not do it. So that's always to me a really interesting and troubling sign when he walks somebody like that. He gets one right in there for a strike to Thomas. Well, Thomas pinch hit last inning, struck out looking. He's 0 for 1. Stayed the game in center field. Swings right through the cutter. 0-2 the count. A big spot here for the veteran righty. He has had back-to-back scoreless outings. 2-strike pitch. That's in the air right field. Should be a play for Nemo. And it is. One gone. And here comes Lofton. Nobody working in the Kansas City pen, which leads you to believe that Lynch would be coming out for the 8th inning. He'd have to face at least 2 hitters in the 8th. Lofton fouls that one away. Yesterday, the Rangers saw 3 relievers out of the pen: Cruz, Morgan, and Sarantola. Wentz, their big strikeout pitcher, out of the bullpen, in as much as they would describe him that way. This one fouled off. 0-2.
The Rangers can keep the Royals at 4 for the game and have the 8th and 9th inning. The Royals bullpen, it doesn't scare you on a piece of paper.
Two-strike pitch, and that one is into center field. Easy play for Hellman. Now you feel like they might be beatable in the bullpen, but that's required, somebody producing a big hit, and they don't just give those out anymore.
Rangers, I remember, were able to do it the last game in Colorado. Come back and score in the 9th inning and come from behind and win one. In fact, I'm not sure. I think that might have been the Rangers' last back-to-back wins.
Yeah, Yeah, I think you're right. Ooh, good pickoff move over to first. Collins just did get in there.
Close.
Close.
Rangers going to play on.
Carter Jensen, he had a big hit in that 7th inning. Also scored a run, just 22 years old. And he lifts that foul out of play. We talk a lot about Bobby Witt Jr. when he comes through town because, number one, he's one of the great players in the league. Number two, he's from here. This guy, Jensen, he is from Kansas City. He went to Park Hill High School right there in Kansas City, a 3rd-round pick in 21. And he takes a little in.
Too late to challenge.
I guess so.
Huh?
It was interesting.
I thought he did it. I thought Jansen got it in time, but it looked like a strike too. But
it did.
People can text in and tell us. It was.
I'll tell you, it was. There you go. Runner going. And that one is down the left field line, heading toward the corner, and it's gone. Carter Jensen hits a big 2-run homer. And that opens it up a little bit for Kansas City. It's the rookie's 7th home run of the year. He is a big part of the Royals' future, and you can see why on that big swing right there.
Well, that one just cuts right down the middle. And Jensen with opposite field power. And unfortunately, not getting in the challenge in time, or at least not getting the challenge accepted, costs the Rangers.
Yeah, very good point. It's funny, those things, those challenges, man. Either way, they seem to be big swings of momentum. That time they just weren't granted the opportunity. So 6-3, and Martin puts one in there for a strike. It's 0-2 on Bobby Witt Jr.
Back to Jensen real quick. How close to impossible is it to have a borderline Hall of Famer ending his career in Perez, still on the team, still producing some, and then get a guy who you think could be a catcher for the next decade for you in the draft?
Yeah. It just seems like really dumb luck, as this one handled out of right field by Nemo for the final out of the inning. 2 runs for the Royals. They have laid down the gauntlet here. 6 unanswered to take control of the ball game, and the Rangers are down to their final 6 outs. Well, fans doing their part, trying to make a little noise here, create a little energy in the building, and see if they can help the Rangers make one of these late inning pushes, which all of a sudden they need to make a significant push. Down 6-3. Jake Berger leads it off, and he takes strike 1. Berger, Duran, and Haggerty this inning. They held a 3-0 lead for 6 innings. And this ball's hit hard. Deep out to left. Back up over the head of Collins and against the wall. And Berger has a leadoff double in the 8th. And maybe that'll get him on a roll.
Good job by Berger, down by 3. Getting on. Fastball inside. Loves fastballs inside. Gets the pitch that he likes and takes advantage of it. And for Berger, you need to score that run, but as the runner, you have to be really conservative here. You're not the tying run or go-ahead run.
Duran the batter, and he fouls that one off. Zeke is 0 for 3 today. Reached on an error and did score. He does give you a good shot. Shoots that one down the line, foul. So he's in a hole 0-2. Duran has handled Lynch well in the past. Now, it's not a whole lot of experience against him, but 2 for 3 against him. Lefty's 0-2 pitch, and that's way inside. 1-2. Lynch, the long left-hander, delivers, and that's downstairs. 2-2. The University of Virginia, which now 29 years old, and his pitch fouled away. It's funny how time flies. This is his 6th year now in the big leagues with Kansas City.
To your point yesterday when I was talking about Bobby Witt Jr. the state championship, like, oh, 5-6 years ago. I was like, oh wait, that was 2019.
Yeah. Which is, how many years ago was that? Is that like 8 years ago?
7? I think 19 to 26. If we do 26 minus 19, carry the 3 or something.
2%.
Yeah.
Two, and Duran takes just in. Wow. I tell you what, man. I mean, there's some good takes here, and that's part of what we've seen with Zeke. He's looked that much more in control of the strike zone. 7th pitch of this at bat. Here it is, and it's in the dirt. So the Rangers get the tying run up in the 8th inning.
First walk of the day for the Rangers.
They haven't done a great job with that in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Anyway, we've got a couple of men on now. Sam Haggerty getting ready to hit. They'll talk things over on the mound. Shouldn't be a real long visit, probably just a quick trip. Conversation over. Fans kind of dialed into the moment now with 2 men on, and Lynch's first pitch, a pop-up down into short right field. No indication of an infield fly. Catch made anyway by Caglione. And that's out number 1. Never saw an infield fly indicator.
I thought that was the right call because I just wasn't sure. Second baseman going out. Umpire watching it closely, and I think that that's the one that you have to let go. If it drops, it drops.
Okay. Danny Jansen, he's had some good swings today, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. He's 0 for 2 against Lynch in his career, but he's also walked twice. He takes off the plate. 1-1. Berger started the inning with a double. Duran walked. And after the pop-up, Rangers hoping that Jansen could maybe run into one here. Tie the game. 2-1 the count. Schreiber working in the bullpen. John Schreiber. This one hit hard down the left field line. That's in, base hit. Here comes Berger. He scores. Duran flying into third. They'll stop him. RBI double by Danny Jansen. And the Rangers in business. It's 6-4. And the tying runs in scoring position.
Well, you said it. Jansen's had some good swings today. And this one, he makes great contact, stays back on the changeup down. Drives it into the left field corner. And the Rangers this year, I know we want the record better, but boy, have they showed fight late in these games.
Yep. Yeah, they continue to battle. For an offense that has struggled at times. They seem to show their best mettle in these late moments. So Lynch is done. Schreiber was loosening. It looks like Foscue will be the pinch hitter. Lots to sort out. We'll do that when we come back. As we mentioned, Justin Foscue looked like he was preparing to come in as a pinch hitter for Nicky Lopez. He is announced as John Schreiber, making his 24th appearance. He's been pretty good, although walks tend to creep up on him a little now and then. Almost hit Foscue with ball 1. First base is open. Duran's at third. Jansen at second. Duran can move. Jansen gonna need a gapper. 1-0. It's outside. A run is in. Rangers trying to rally in the bottom of the 8th. The base hit might just tie the game. And that is in there. 2-1.
For today's standards in this situation, both corner outfielders playing somewhat shallow.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially, I think, in right field. Caglione way in. It's funny that that's considered way in, but it is. And there's a flare that direction, but this one will actually stay on the infield. Caglione makes a catch. And that's a second out. Schreiber gets a big out, and it'll be in the hands of Michael Hellman now. Hellman has a hit, bunts this one in the air, and a diving catch by Jensen. Oh my goodness, what a play! That saves an inning for the Royals and may end up saving the game. Remember that play. And remember that name, Carter Jensen. Are you kidding me? What a play. Justin Foscue moves in at second base here. That last play to end the inning was some kind of something. I mean, I'd heard a lot about Jensen as Peyton Gray gets to work here. There's strike one. I don't think I've ever seen a catcher make a play quite that good from out of the crouch. There's a strike, 0-2.
It's one of the fastest plays I've ever seen a catcher make. To recognize where the ball was, to not have any time to dead sprint dive like a center fielder.
Boy, Gray just comes out firing and gets a strikeout of Tolbert.
Boy, quickly sees it, and look at that. That catcher can run with the gear on.
And then he's fired up here at the end. I love that. I do love it. That's a catcher, man. For me, you can't get a whole lot better than that out of a catcher. I'm trying to think of another defensive play I've seen a catcher make as impressive as that one. Goodness.
I mean, you'll see him like at the wall, catch it up against the net, or maybe, you know, kind of get towards the dugout. But that play, I don't know if I've ever seen a catcher recognize a little pop-up bunt that quickly and be that fast to get to the ball.
Yeah, it's the quickness, right, that with which he moved. This one, soft liner, just over second. That's a base hit for Pasquantino. The Royals have a man on.
That's Gray's pitch, changeup. It's a good pitch. But Pasquantino is a strong man and was able to flare that one over Foscue's head.
Now the designated hitter, Salvador Perez, he fouls that back. Strike one. And there's your Gold Glove catcher, your Hall of Fame catcher for the Kansas City Royals. He has held down that position for a long time, decade and a half. Good as there has been in the American League for a couple of decades. But it looks like whenever that time comes for him, the Royals have a pretty good succession plan with Carter Jensen.
You know, in today's game, you'll see guys that maybe aren't the fastest leading off, but Jensen might be faster than I think as a leadoff hitting catcher.
Yeah. You know, there's foot speed, right? There's running. There's just straight line speed, but then there's a different kind of quick jerk response that a guy has on a play like that last one. 1-2. Dave Valley used to tell the stories of early work as a youngster trying to get better as a catcher, and one of the things they would do is they would start guys on the ground laying down, face down, pop a ball up, and then your job is to get out of that disoriented position and figure it out, right? And it's stuff like that that's so hard for catchers. And I don't know what work you do to prepare yourself to make that last play, though. You can be oriented or disoriented. I don't really care. It's just, how can you be that quick?
Jensen had to play some outfield, like in high school or something, too. The way that he naturally dove for that ball.
The only shame of it is, he's 22 years old. And he's already blown his best defensive play ever. I mean, how's he ever going to replicate that? Poor thing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Who peaks at 22?
Yeah. You know,
I waited till 25. Good 30 years of downhill since then.
I got mine at 18, and then professional coaches told us to stop trying to be athletes.
Oh, no. Gray's 1-2, and that is turned foul.
You know, I'm trying to think in my head, guys like when I played Jason Kendall, very athletic catcher. I didn't see every game he played, but maybe he would be a guy who could pop up and run that quick and dive for a ball.
A great one with the Pirates, right? I mean, he was fabulous. The name, I'll give you a name here because it's come up a few times in the past. 1-2. And that's in the air out to right field. Nimmo has it measured, and that is out number 2. The name that was given to me time and again, the most athletic catcher recent era, Russell Martin.
Okay.
And you don't get many chances like we saw right there for Jensen to show off that kind of athleticism as a catcher. But by all accounts, Russell Martin was supremely athletic. I guess Jensen was a good basketball player. I could see that.
Okay.
I'll tell you this right now, I don't care what the sport is when I'm playing with my buddies or whatever. He'd be my first pick, whatever the sport is. You want to be quarterback? Go ahead, man. In fact, we haven't gotten really to see Jensen's arm in this series. But coming in, that was the scouting report I read was, okay, he does this great. He's really good at this. He's got all this other stuff, but oof, wait till you see the arm. But we haven't seen it yet. That's a little in. 2-0. Well, Gray has come in here. He's the first Rangers reliever to come in and have a little command of the game. Well, all those nights where this bullpen has done a really good job of kind of mixing and matching and doing things right, it just did not happen today. Rocker gave him a 3-0 lead, only to see the Royals score 6 unanswered runs in the last or previous 2 innings. It's down the middle, and it's 2-2 on Caglione.
You know how Skip Schumacher talks about at times the Rangers have been in between as a hitter. Boy, it's Caglione in between hitter.
Especially this at bat, he's looked a little confused. Full count. Well, I do think that's what Gray does to guys. That changeup's so good. Well, Caglione, one of those guys too, the Royals are really hoping becomes a part of a young core of potential superstar players. They already have Witt established as a superstar. 3-2, and he strikes out swinging. A high ceiling, but there are some deep lows for Caglione as well. That strikeout ends the inning. When we come back, 9th inning is here. Rangers prepared for that big Saturday afternoon comeback. It'll be Peterson, Young, and Nimmo. Top of the order coming up. Loop and a blast, as we say. 6-4. Bottom of the 9th inning. Rangers just need a base runner to make this a little interesting in this 9th inning. Lucas Urseg. You see 11 saves, but 4 blown saves. He's on here for the 23rd time, an ERA over 5. First pitch to Jock Peterson, and that one is in there for a strike. Rangers had this one under control early, and now they're looking to pull a rabbit out of the hat and count 0-2 on Jock. Peterson 0 for 4 today. And he'll watch one high. Urseg in their game Monday against the Yankees suffered the loss. It was his second loss of the year. This ball hit hard down the right field line, and that one's gone! Just over the wall. Homers in 5 games for Jock Peterson. It is now a 1-run game in the 9th.
A great job with 2 strikes and just barreling a pitch up and hitting a rocket line drive just over the wall.
My goodness.
108.
It's a stinger, and now Urseg bounces one up there for a ball to Young, who homered earlier. Stay hot, Jock. There's a strike, 1-1 on Young.
Stay hot, Jock, and as we look at it again, stay hot, Josh Young. Figure out a way to get on. This is a gettable guy on the mound.
It's low. 2-1 the count.
Started the day off talking about Ezekiel Duran. Maybe a couple guys can get on and give Ezekiel Duran a chance to win this game.
This ball hit down the third baseline foul. Yeah, that's when you're starting your script early in the day or maybe late last night. Yeah, that's what you put together. You're the producer. See if it plays out. 2-2 pitch, and that one is on the ground. Diving stop. Witt hops up. His throw offline, skips off the face of the Rangers dugout, and Young is on. Oh, maybe a little 9th inning magic floating around here today. Another, well, that's a hit for Josh.
It's an outstanding play with the glove. The ball's hit 101. Just the throw way offline. This is the tough part right here. He has time. The throw offline.
Not an error. It's a hit for Young, his 3rd hit of the game. Came in to today's game with the 3rd highest average in the American League. And so that's going up. Brandon Nimmo. He could win it with one swing, and he's been so close so many times on this homestand. Robbed of a home run the other day against the Astros. Couple of deep flies here the past 2 games. He takes in the dirt. Ball 1.
I love having Nimmo up in this situation. Good eye at the plate. Veteran, calm.
Urseg's 1-0. Chopper off his glove. Now it's between first and second. Everybody's safe. Tying runs in scoring position. Winning run is on.
Putting the ball in play. Now, If Ursek doesn't touch it, it might be a double play. As Tolbert looked like he was going to be here to catch it on the second hop, but once that goes off the glove, the Rangers find themselves in a great position.
These fans have been patient today, and they are fully into it now. Berger watches one in the dirt, and Ursek, a couple of these that have really nearly gotten away from him.
The Royals have one mound visit left. And if this isn't a strike, I might use it.
One over to Berger. And that does miss. Now a challenge here by Jensen.
Catchers have time to call a ball.
And it is a ball, so lose a challenge.
Fastball middle in, 2-0 count. That's what Berger's looking for. If he gets it, win the game.
This one flared out into right field, base hit. They'll wave Young. The throw goes to third, not in time. Berger ties a game in the ninth.
Four guys up, 4 hits, gets the fastball in. Berger usually pulls those, but he battles this ball off the bat, gets it into right field. And Nimmo, great hustle, good sliding. Berger, give me a big fist pump, Jake. Attaboy.
Everybody up on the edge of the grass now. A home run, 3 straight hits. Here's Duran, a chance to win it. And he comes up empty. Well, you asked for it, Mike.
I did ask for it. Here it is. I'd say keep the calm approach. Zeke has been so good at controlling the strike zone this year.
Nimmo at third with a winning run in his back pocket, and that is inside. Boy, Ursek's struggles continue. The 1-1, and that's in the air. Right field, could be trouble. It's down, base hit. Here comes Nimmo. Game over! 3 runs in the ninth, and the Rangers win it in their last at bat. And just as you asked, Mike, it was Ezekiel Duran. We started the game with Zeke. He ends the game in a Saturday comeback, 7-6.
Sometimes prayers are answered. You asked for it, and Ezekiel Duran delivers. Boy, I'll tell you what, for Caglione playing a base hit, he almost threw out Nimmo. Nimmo tagging here. Ball gets down. He's taken off, hustling. Whew. What a game.
Man, baseball can still be fun. That is how you do it. Ezekiel Duran comes through again. Have a month of May, Zeke. A game winner, 7-6. Rangers over the Royals on this Saturday afternoon. They led early. They let the Royals back in it, but once again showing all the heart in the world coming back this afternoon. Well, those are fun. All right, Mike, let's catch our breath. We'll come back in a moment and wrap this one up for you. 7-6 Rangers.